are these three important groups with three three identities, old centuries, if not millennia, what are prepared to sacrifice of their own identity to open the road of peace?
In my opinion, we don't need to sacrifice our identity. We can live in peace and harmony with saving our identity too. Let me mention a good example from Islam. At least 450 years, Jewish and Christian people and Muslim people have lived together. And that is interesting, I was invited for iftar dinner one day in Galata. And I have asked the name of our family, because I didn't know, my friend has invited. He told me, I am older in the house. My name is George. I am Catholic Christian. But you are giving iftar for Muslims? No, we are 20 families in this apartment. And there are 13 non-Muslim families, Jewish and Christian, and others are Muslims. All families are giving iftar dinner in month of Ramadan for each other every day. Today is my turn. Welcome to my house. So, in my opinion, we don't need to sacrifice our religious or nation identity to live in peace and harmony. But if we share our communities and respect differences, that is enough.
We celebrated 2 days later the 275th anniversary of our synagogue. So we had a big celebration. We changed the celebration and made it into a commemoration. And so it was one of the first commemorations. So this time, the 11th of September. Of course, it took me some time, and then I realized everybody should speak from the very same place. And somebody said, but what will people say? I said, I don't care what people will say, but I will feel. Nobody felt anything negative. Everybody was at the same place, plus the ministers who were there. I know the minister, suddenly I said, will you come? He was afraid, where do I stand? Again, we stand at the same place. And then, follow that, I realized something else. There were 25 ambassadors in the synagogue. Amongst them the ambassador of Saudi Arabia, the ambassador of Yemen, the ambassador of Oman, ambassador of Iraq, ambassador of Sudan. For the first time in history, there were so many ambassadors from many Muslim countries in the synagogue, and it changed us.
I tend to agree with Mr. Akgündüz and disagree with him. Of course, there are many examples where people come together, celebrate together, dance together, sign together, and keeping their identity. But as we know, there are also many instances in which people use or misuse their identity to get some profit. And identity is a tricky thing. As I said, identity has to do with self-awareness. And when you say self, that means there is some other boundary between me and the other. People do not have one identity. I have a religious identity, I have a political identity, social identity, gender identity. And maybe that could be an opening that we are never one identity. We can just disagree on religious terms, but we are a member of the same political party.
Of course, we all have our own personality, experiences, different ideas, different religious rituals, approaches. But what is important, I think, is that we do not identify with all that, thinking that is what we are. Because what we really are is the divine spark, divine light within us. That is our real identity. And the more we are open to that, the more we can understand each other and come to real peace and unity.
Everybody should purify. This is, of course, the mystic aspect of the question. Everybody, individual, first of all, society, community, purify itself from violence, from what in history happened to all, to be violent, to do wrong to the others. And so there is a kind of conversion, purification of a history of memory. Everybody should do this, and then to open oneself to the other. How can we live together in a common society in which everybody should be respected.
There were non-governmental organizations concerned with the environment, and there was the government, and there was an abyss between us. And then one of the politicians came to us, and it was repeated several times, and they said to us, you, because it was a spiritual forum, you people who are moved by the spirit, continue to promise politicians so that we will be able to have the courage to take measures which are necessary to safeguard the earth and all its inhabitants, but are often contrary to national interest. Now, I think, therefore, if I may throw just one idea, is that we need a council of conscience which prods the Security Council, which prods humanity, which are the people who are rotating, the people of the spirit, people of the soul.
We are like the components of a factory's machine. We should work to bring together people. Otherwise, in my opinion, the word factory demolish entirely, and mankind body be dispersed completely. That is my opinion.
What is peace for you?
The meaning of Islam is peace, but the peace means not only for ourselves, for Muslims. Peace means for all human beings, for all creatures, for the Creator. That is Islam's approach to peace.
Peace, the word shalom, peace, comes from also shalem, which means whole. So wholeness is peace.
A writer named Ambrose Bierce wrote that peace is an interval of preparation between wars. And that's too often the case. I think, speaking for myself, that it's something that can only result from seeing another person as yourself.
I'm a Roman Catholic, and I tend to agree with Mr. Soetendorp, wholeness, harmony, but you said that already. So, to my mind comes the encyclical of Pope Paul II about Populorum Progressio, which he has the vision of integral development of the soul and the development of the body. Both go together.
Peace will be the result of a golden rule, which is very common to all religions. Do not do to the others what you don't want the others to do to you, and do to the others what you want the others to do to you. They said that Abraham, that we are in common, converted to monotheism. Okay? And so he was very proud to have the first monotheist, or the one God. One night, a Zoroastrian came to his house to ask for shelter. And he said, how dare you? You are idolater. Come to me. I am a monotheist. Go away. There is no place here for idolatry. And he sent him away. So God spoke to him. What have you done, Abraham? He said, oh, you have given to me a true faith, and so I don't want to share anything with those pagans. Okay. He said, God said to him, look, Abraham, this man has been living 70 years. Every day I gave him the sun, the rain, water, everything. For 70 years, though he denies me, and you couldn't keep up with him one night.
Thank you.
And